Hello and welcome back to the Old Realms. This is probably going to be the final episode for our vampire necromancer character, as we're going to take a look at one of the other factions. I don't know which one yet. I'm going to take a look and see exactly what's going on there. The autosave's coming in for some reason. I actually don't know why that happened, but there you go. I've been playing for a little bit of time off screen, of course, because I've been attempting to try and capture as many thieves as possible, because what I'd actually like to do, maybe we're going to be able to figure it out this episode or not, but what I would like to do is maybe attack one of the other Empire factions and just see, because there are some really strong opponents in those factions, and it might be kind of fun to try and beat them. I don't know. Someone actually said, thank you very much, by the way, for all of your assistance. And I'm not just talking about this one person, but every single person that has commented has been very helpful. And apparently they said to provoke Karl Franz or Balthazar Gelt. If I'm saying their names right, which I probably am not. But yes, you know, those people are apparently really tough. And maybe it would be fun, you know, maybe it would be fun to try those out. So yeah, I think that it actually will be something that we'll be trying to do. Let me just very quickly change to my Screaming Skull here. Yeah, I've become a lot better at dealing with things on the walls now as well. Amusingly enough, as I say, you know, almost dying here, but yes, I have become a lot better at it. And funnily enough, if you see here, I'm actually using a new weapon as well. Because obviously, as you no doubt remember me saying, I wanted to replace my previous weapon because it was a one-handed / two-handed weapon. It was pretty difficult to use against the new AI because the new AI is, well, as I've said multiple times before, they're rather supernaturally good at blocking, and they are quite irritating to fight against when you have a slower weapon than they do. And so I decided, yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna change it around a little bit, and we're just gonna use something a little bit quicker. And that has hopefully been helping me. It seems to have been helping me quite a bit. I'm not entirely sure whether that is proven yet, but it seems to be quite good. Anyway, I'm just gonna be summoning a bunch of people in amongst these guys, and then we're just gonna go into mist form. We need our Winds of Magic to come back, of course. I don't actually have any siege built or anything like that because I just haven't actually felt like that is even. It doesn't feel important. It doesn't feel important at the moment, because what I can basically do is I can just do massive damage with this. And then I can just go into mist form again. Oh, yes, of course, I got stuck on the edge of the, on the edge of the ledge. Yes, edge of the ledge, edge of the ledge. Yeah, so that obviously paid to my escape there, my very smooth escape. But I can use my Screaming Skull to hopefully do some damage here. There we go. Massive damage coming in, which is very nice. And then I'm just going to continue summoning troops in amongst the enemy's archers. And of course, that's the cool thing about this. Whenever you exit mist form, I'm not sure whether you've noticed this as well, but whenever you've exited mist form, your mana regeneration still continues, even if you're out of mist form. So, I don't know whether you've noticed that, but let me actually just show you. See if it actually does work like this. Oh, hello, there's a person coming for a ride. He's going to go and, well, he's dead. Yes, that's exactly what we wanted. Alright, so yeah, anyway, as you can see, my mana, oh, well, never mind, it's full now, because I literally just took a bit of a detour to drop that guy off, but never mind. He's obviously not very pleased with me right now, but, well, he has no right to complain, you know. He's not going to be complaining for very long because he's dead. So, yeah. Anyway, let me just go for another Screaming Skull right there. Try and take them all down. Try and take as many of them down as possible. And as you can see, there are so many enemies coming. So many enemies. There's not much I can do about that, actually, hilariously enough, because I've only got a handful of spells here. Oh, I actually do have Wind of Death available. I didn't even realize I had Wind of Death available. That is a big oversight on my part. I don't really want to use it in this direction. I'd like to use it in this direction if at all possible. Let me see if I can do this a little bit better. There we go. Then we're going to have to switch to our melee weapon and then just go into mist form real fast. That was a bit too close for my liking, wasn't it? Yeah, that was very close. Anyway, what I also like to do is I like to push people with my mist form. As you can see, I can actually push people away from the catapults and everything with this thing. It's really amazing, actually. And then what you can do is you can just, you know, go wherever you want, and then just pop out a mist form, cast a couple of spells, and then just, you know, go away again. And you just go into mist form once more. And it's actually a super fun playstyle in my opinion. Obviously, as I said before, it could get a little repetitive. I think a lot of people have said that, or a few people have said that it could get repetitive, because it is effectively, if you play this well enough, you can play pretty much infinitely. But as I've already stated earlier in the series, the mod creators are very much aware of the balance of the mod, and they're very good at it, in my opinion. I feel like they are extremely proficient at balancing this mod, because apart from the fact that I obviously feel really strong right now, but that's again, as I said before, I'm not going to go over all those balancing points again, but I'm just going to say vampires are supposed to be strong, and, you know, it's just their playstyle, you know. That's literally the essence of the asymmetry that is included in the mod, which I personally really enjoy. But yeah, anyway, I have a lot of confidence in these mod creators for their balancing ethos, because whenever you see an update from them, they've always added something that is, admittedly, you think to yourself, whoa, this is super strong, this is amazing, and so on and so forth. But then you think, oh, but those guys also have something similar to that, and it makes it just balanced. It makes it even. And then you look at, you know, AAA studios and stuff like that, where they're, you know, balancing an MMORPG, or they're balancing a competitive FPS title or something like that. And then you just go, why can't they balance in the same way? You know what I mean? It's kind of like, why do they nerf things instead of just making every other thing better? And in my opinion, that's kind of what is going on here, which I personally enjoy. That doesn't mean that you have to enjoy it, of course. I'm just saying that I personally enjoy that kind of balancing, because I think that's more fun, you know. I generally think that is more fun. Anyway, I'm just going to be taking a bunch of these, because these guys actually level up into cavalry, and I think cavalry are probably going to be more effective than pretty much anything else. I am going to be taking all of them, of course, but I'm just going to make sure that I take what I need first, and then the others will be placed at the bottom of my list, and then I don't have to worry about them so much. Anyway, we've got 925 right there. I'm just going to be, you know, donating a huge amount of our equipment and everything. And I did actually put a focus point into Charm. I don't think it's really going to make any difference, to be honest, but I did put a focus point into that just because you never know. Maybe it's going to be useful. I highly doubt it, but maybe it is. Anyway, just going to level these guys up. There we go. It's super nice and easy. And then we'll just put these guys in the garrison here. And we're just going to put a huge amount. Yeah, there we go. Just a whole bunch. I don't have that much space, so I'm just going to put these guys. There we go. And there we have it. All right, so that is absolutely great. Now, here's the thing. We're done. We're done with this particular faction. I've actually taken every single one of their fiefs. They did manage to take one back, as you can see, over there. I took that in the previous episode, of course, and they just managed to take that back. Now, they are, of course, besieging Geschburg at the moment, so we're going to go over there and we're going to see what we can do about it. But, you know, suffice it to say, we're probably going to be fine, but it very much depends on how fast I am to get over there. I do have really good speed, movement speed, that is. Oh, there we go. I think they're done. Yeah, I think they're done. Yes, as you can see, Wissenland has been destroyed because they weren't able to take this before they were eliminated. And I actually really appreciate that. I do appreciate the faction destruction and the way that works. Because there are numerous times in the past where I've thought to myself, do I really want to have this faction running around with a bunch of rogue vassals constantly? No, I actually don't. So that's kind of the reason why. Anyway, yeah, what I want to do is I want to try and find... there he is. Aha, that is the fellow that I want to fight. Because he's apparently really strong. And I'd like to, I'd like to try out and see exactly what's going on with him. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to declare war against them in just a second. So let me actually just... I'm just going to go over here. I'm just going to give Gerhardt a little bit of... well, I don't even know what to give him, to be honest. A bunch of these, I guess. He only has undead units, which is kind of sad, to be honest. He's not really supposed to only have undead units, but I haven't had, you know, a lot of opportunity to really recruit other things, which I probably should do. And let me just go and recruit these guys right now. Huge amounts of bandits in the area, which I actually don't even mind about that. I think that having a huge amount of bandits, not at the beginning, but in the mid game, after you've, you know, gotten a bit of an army together, I think having a huge amount of bandits is actually really conducive to pushing the progression onward. Because obviously, here's the thing, what would you rather have? Now, for me personally, I already know the answer, you know, that I'm going to give to this question, but what would you rather have? A mod that provides you with exactly 2 bandit parties. I'm just saying 2. Randomly, in the map. You can't find them, but they're there somewhere. So would you rather have 2 bandit parties, or would you rather have 20,000 bandit parties? For me personally, I'd rather have the 20,000, even if that does make the early game a little bit punishing. But for me personally, I don't know. I don't think that really matters too much, because if you do get captured at the very start, it isn't really going to make a huge difference. You know, you're going to suffer a bit of a setback. You know, just a small setback. It was merely a setback. If you get that reference, then, you know, thumbs up to you. But anyway, the point is, that's what I'd rather have. I would rather see bandits around every single street corner and not have to, you know, hunt for them in a literal, you know, treasure hunt for, you know, a needle in a haystack in regards to, you know, sometimes in the past I've played warband mods where I've thought to myself, oh, this is such an amazing theme. I really love this mod. And then you play the thing and you start, you know, running around and everything. And then you just go, oh, well, there's only two parties of bandits, you know, only 2 parties of bandits in the starting area where you've just started, and you think, oh, okay, how am I supposed to progress, you know? How am I supposed to get anywhere? How am I supposed to get cash? I mean, yeah, of course, you can, you know, you can do tasks. Of course, you can do tasks. Yeah, you can do, you know, tournaments, and you can do all kinds of other stuff, because that's what the game is all about. You can do a wide variety of different activities. However, from my perspective, I'd rather fight some bandits, you know? I'd rather fight some bandits, get some renown, get some loot, get some experience in the process. So that's the reason why I personally feel like this mod is really, really cool in that regard. Because I'm never, ever thinking to myself, you know, I really wish that there were more bandits. You know, I'm never thinking that, because there are so many. And that in my opinion, is good. I don't think it's a bad thing. It's only bad if you're going to be caring about your economy, even though, hilariously enough, I am actually making 2,700 gold every single day. I can't actually see my economy for some reason. When I mouse over this, I can't actually see that. I think that's a bug with 1.2, which is the game version, not the mod itself. I think that it must be a bug with 1.2, potentially. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, anyway, I am going to be declaring war against these guys. What, the owner? I don't really care who owns this, to be honest. Okay, I'm just going to let whoever has the most support take it. It's not really that big a deal for me. But yeah, we're just going to go over to the diplomacy screen. So yeah, as you can see, look at this. They have 0% support. Look at that. That's really, really bad. All right, well, I'm going to try it. Can I? No. Wow. Okay, that's not going to work. Yeah, so we're just going to have to force them into a a conflict here, because that's what we can do. There really isn't much more that I can do here, so I will literally just go ahead and do that. Hello there. I want everything. You are my prisoner now. Yes, enough talking, now march. Okay, there we go. So that should be a war declaration. There we go. Yes, we have. And I am leaving some Empire. Yes, thank you very much. I am leaving some Empire villagers behind. Thank you. Yes. Okay, so I'm going to take Avaheim immediately here. See if we can actually take this, because there's over 1,000 units here. This is definitely going to test our metal. And maybe we'll be... who knows? Maybe we're actually going to fail, you know? Maybe we're going to fail, because that's the point. As I said before in the previous episode, usually I'll end a series if there doesn't appear to be too much challenge remaining. However, I feel like, you know what? These guys might actually prove themselves to be quite strong, because we're going to have to... Yeah, I mean, look at this. I mean, they've got... How many people do they have? They have a lot of recruits still, so that shouldn't be too bad, but there's going to be a huge amount. Okay, I'm just going to go straight on in. I'm not going to build any siege equipment or anything like that, because if I do build siege equipment, it's going to enable them the ability to get more catapults, and as we've seen, it's very, very difficult to actually eliminate any of the siege equipment of the enemies unless you actually, build some siege outside and you bombard them with your ranged abilities. That's it. That's all you can do. What I would actually like, I don't know whether this is possible. I don't know whether the mod team can do this. But what I would love to see is spells being able to deal damage to siege and to doors and stuff like that. So for example, the gates and the catapults and, stuff like that. I would love to be able to see damage done from spells to those things, because if you're a pure spellcaster, let's just say that you literally have no melee abilities whatsoever. Let's say that you haven't actually spec'd into one-handed or anything like that, and you're running around with a staff that does very little damage. Well, it would be really cool if the spell would actually deal damage to, siege and gates and so on. I think that would be really, really nice. So, I'm not sure if that's even possible, to be honest. I really don't. I don't know whether that is possible, but it would be super cool if that was, a possibility. I think that would be so incredibly cool. But obviously, this is just my idea. It's not necessary, It's certainly not necessary to create a fun experience. But I just thought, hey, you know what? Why not? Why not? Because right now, obviously reduced damage, right? I'm not talking about at full damage, because let's face it, if you use a spell at full damage, it's literally going to kill the thing in, like, I don't know, 2 seconds or something. But, I'm not talking about full damage here. I'm talking about reduced damage. So let's say it does, I don't know, 20% of the normal damage or something, or 50% even. Because obviously if you're hitting the gate, I actually can't show you right now because there are so many enemies, but if you're hitting the gate, you're probably gonna, I don't know, you're probably gonna do around 40 damage, maybe somewhere around there. And I'm thinking, if your spell does 80 damage, then 50% of that obviously is gonna be 40. So it would actually make a lot of sense. For example, I could cast Soul Rain right here on this gate, and it would get destroyed. Or that would be that's the thing. That's the idea behind it anyway. But as you can see, look at this. I'm actually doing only 22 damage. Actually, not even 20 damage now. I'm only doing 17 damage to it. So that's something to bear in mind. Maybe even 10%. I don't know. 20%. Something like that. Maybe 20% of a spell's damage should be done to the gate. I don't know. But as I say, I don't even know if it's even a thing that can be done. So that's obviously neither here nor there, but I'm just kind of, theorizing a little bit and just thinking, yeah, you know what, that actually might be kind of cool. Anyway, let's see if we can. Oh, there's a lot of archers over there. I'm not a big fan of that. Thank you very much. Okay, let me actually just attack here, kill these guys, jump over this way, and then we're just gonna go and try to kill them. I do have health regen still, thankfully. So let's just try and deal some damage. As you can see, I can deal damage here, but this is kind of what I'm talking about as well. The AI. You see how fast I'm swinging right now? Actually, you couldn't even see how fast I was swinging, but I'm swinging extremely quickly right now, and yet the AI is able to very easily deflect my attacks. And from a realistic perspective, I don't think that's really going to happen, especially considering, well, obviously we're a vampire, but I'm talking about the base game here, I'm talking about base game values and mechanics and so on and so forth. But the point is, the enemy, once they are, actually attacking you in melee, they seem just impervious to any damage whatsoever most of the time. And I think that does kind of make things a bit annoying. So I'm kind of hoping that maybe they're gonna just add some kind of change on that. I don't know, because if you're someone that really enjoys the increased difficulty that comes along with this, then that's fine. That's absolutely great. Wonderful. If you enjoy that, that's great. But for me personally, I find it just irritating and kind of I don't know. It feels a bit unrealistic because, as I've said before multiple times. It's highly unlikely that a recruit, for example, is going to be able to block a veteran warrior in melee combat. I mean, yeah, sure, they might get lucky and be able to block once, but apart from that, probably not, right? Probably not. But that's just my own opinion, of course, and I'm sure there are a lot of people out there that really do appreciate the higher difficulty AI, but as I say, it's not really difficult, it's just annoying. As I've said, you know, it doesn't really say to me, oh yes, I'm having a wonderful, wonderful time because I'm being challenged. No, it's literally just, yeah, annoying. That's it. That's all I can really say about it. Anyway, Soul Rain once again over here is going to deal massive damage, hopefully. The amount of recruits that are being killed right now is absolutely staggering. I love that. Wish I had enough jumping height to be able to get up there. Unfortunately, I do not. Let's continue summoning undead. Yeah, look at this. We've actually got the gates open. Look at that. That's actually amazing. Alright, so wait a minute. Let me actually just tell everyone to charge in. Can I tell them to even, like, hold position inside the courtyard? Because they're being a little bit weird right now. I'm not entirely sure if they're actually, I don't know. Are they actually coming over here, or do I have to go up there myself? It seems like I might have to go up there myself. Yeah, I do. Okay, well, this isn't really going to do much for me, is it? Oh, and now I'm stuck. Yeah. Okay, so that seems to happen when we are on the very edge of the ledge, and if you cast that while you're on the edge of the ledge, it seems to make that happen for some reason. I don't actually know why that is, but there you go. Anyway, I do have another... Oh, yeah, I just wasted that cast. That's sad. Okay, Screaming Skull. Let's just cast it this way. Yeah, we're going to kill a bunch of my own troops, which is not exactly what I anticipated or wanted, but... Oh well, never mind. Okay, so we're just going to continue summoning undead, because, let's face it, we need as many bodies in here as we can get. There we go. Yes, yes. Okay, that's wonderful. Oh, getting a headshot right there. Took massive damage. Kind of want to use, I guess, Wind of Death. Yeah, I guess I will use Wind of Death here, and I did actually manage to kill quite a few. We did take out a couple of my skeleton warriors, which is not exactly wonderful, but oh well. Can't do much about that, I guess. Anyway, we should be fine here as long as I can just do this and then go into mist form. Yeah, I was trying to kill these over here, but obviously it's a lot more difficult than you think, you know? Yeah, but at least my health is going to continue regenerating while I have this. There we go. Let's continue killing these guys. As you can see, they're just very good at blocking. And it's weird because these guys, I don't think they should be that good in melee, but they are actually able to block a guy that is literally attacking at my speed. Look at my attack speed right now. I mean, it's super fast. I didn't even have my attack speed buff for the last half of that fight. So, yeah, there is that. Anyway, there's a fella there. I don't need to worry about him. I think we've actually won this, surprisingly enough. I mean, how many did I kill? I killed 817. Yeah, there you go. That's actually pretty cool. I do like that. But as you can quite clearly tell, and this is another thing that you just have to realize about vampires. If we didn't have the ability to kill 800, look at the amount of kills that the enemy just got. They got 600. 600 kills, even though I killed 800 of them. And that basically says everything you need to know. You know, it says this faction needs the vampires to be able to deal this damage. Otherwise, they may end up losing every single time. However, that makes me very curious, actually, because there was a comment, I think I don't know, a couple of episodes back, that was saying that you were playing as, this particular commenter was playing as the Empire, I think, was playing as the Empire or Britannia, I don't know, one of the human factions. And Sylvania was doing nothing for the first, I don't know, first half of the game or whatever. They were basically being completely useless. And then all of a sudden, they started to absolutely murder everything in sight, and they were running around with armies of 2,000. And that's kind of what happened in our game a little bit, isn't it? It's kind of what happened, although we were the main driving force. But it really, I'm so curious. I really want to really want to start that new series. I want to see what's actually going on with that, because that's going to be extremely interesting to find out. Just going to summon some undead here, try and get these guys inside, because apparently there's a guy in there. There's a bunch of guys in there, and I've just killed them, I think. Did I? There's one left. Oh my, are you serious? Oh no. Okay, wait a minute. Is there actually a guy in there? Yeah, I mean, you can see that there's... You can see that there's maybe... I mean, there's some equipment in there. Can I actually see? No. There is no way for me to see. Can I glitch inside? No, there is no way for me to glitch inside it. Okay, well, that's a bit unfortunate, isn't it? Okay, I guess I'll just use Screaming Skull. No, that has not worked. So there is no one over there. Oh my. Are you serious right now? That there is literally just one person remaining? This is where I would love to have super speed enabled, but I currently do not have that. So that is making things a little bit irritating now. Can I... Oh, wait a minute. Hello. Can I go in here? I can actually go inside. Oh, that's cool. I wish that we had more of this kind of thing happening. You know? I've always said that multiple times in the past where, you know, when I was playing, for example, if you know a mod by the name of Gecko Kujo, and this is obviously a warband mod. It was set in feudal Japan way back, and it introduced one of my favorite siege mechanics ever, which is fighting through towns. Fighting through towns, and... oh wow, okay, I just killed some of my own people. Oh, well, that's to be expected. I'm trying to throw spells through the environment because I have no idea where this guy is. I guess I'm just going to have to retreat, which is actually kind of irritating to me right now because I would have gained so much renown from this. Yeah. I literally would have gained so much. Oh, actually, I did still gain the renown, I think, because I gained 418 influence. So I think I did gain a massive amount. Yeah, okay. So at least I didn't lose it, right? At least I didn't lose it. Anyway, there we go. We were able to capture these guys super nice and easy. Look at that. 1,000 prisoners. 1,000 prisoners. Hilariously enough, though, I feel like we were actually on the cusp of losing. Can you imagine if I'd actually died? You know, if I had actually died, I think we would be... Well, we'd be done, because I'm the one that basically pushed us forward to win. You know, the vampire really does need to stay alive to be able to make this actually happen, because otherwise they're just going to be... you know, everyone's just going to die, and that's it. You know, there's not going to be much happening from that. Anyway, roaming skeletons, and roaming undead warriors, and everything else. Thank you very much. There we go. Fantastic. Okay, so yeah, we are now clan tier 6, right? Yeah, I think we are clan tier 6, and that must mean that maybe I can have another party. Maybe I can actually summon another party, and we can get some, you know, even more troops into our army here, which is going to be super, super nice. Anyway, let's actually just take a quick look here. Okay. Both of these are not exactly great. I think this is the best one, plus 30% hideout detection range. That's going to increase your scouting levels by quite a bit, especially on this mod, considering there are so many hideouts. It's going to be really nice to level up your scouting, but yeah, anyway, I am very much looking forward to the next series, and I don't know, as I say, I still don't know what I'm going to play as. I'm leaning a bit more towards Britannia at the moment, mostly because I've not fought against them ever before. Hello, army of over 3,000. Do you want to fight? They don't, by the looks of things. I don't blame them, to be honest, but if they want to try, then I am more than happy to welcome them. Yes, okay, there you go. They are actually attempting to fight us right now. Okay, this is going to be really, really interesting, because as I say, I've never fought oh, never mind. Yeah, well, I'm actually just gonna let these guys just fight if they want to do that. I mean, I could ambush them. Do I want to ambush? Oh wait, do I need to? I need to craft these. Are you serious? Now I'm the one that gets to choose. Are you joking? Oh, that is hilarious. Okay, that's actually really hilarious. I did not realize in Siege Defenses in game version 1.2 that you now have to select your siege. That's a very cool change. Don't get me wrong. I think that's actually a really awesome change, and that's something that I have wanted to do for a long time, but this has now thrown a huge spanner in the works for my potential for success here, because now I literally have no catapults when I would have easily been able to get some catapults. So this is really, really bad. Anyway, alright, what am I going to do? Well, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make my way up the stairs here, and I'm literally going to jump out, and I'm going to try to do as much damage to these guys as I can. That's it. That's it. I'm just going to try and do damage to them outside the walls, and try to kill them before they even get here, because they're all going to be congregating nearby to their siege engines, and I can only hope that I'm not going to get shot, because they all have firearms, of course. They're all going to be absolutely fantastic with their firearms and the amount of damage that they're capable of dealing. So this is going to be a bit problematic if, well, if I get shot, which I hope I'm not going to, but let's see. Well, it doesn't seem to be going too badly so far, especially considering they've already gotten the gates down. I'm actually kind of surprised that they were able to do that, considering, but I guess that's because we didn't have any catapults. That really made a huge difference to their overall success here. As I said before, it just made it so much easier for them, which is kind of sad, to be honest, because, you know, I would have been easily able to get some catapults up if I'd realized, but unfortunately I didn't in time. So yeah, anyway, we're just going to have to do Screaming Skull around about here. Okay, there we go. Just summon some more skeletons on the outside. I'd like to get a nice Wind of Death going, but I think I'm going to have to jump up the ladder here, or at the very least get up the ladder. I don't even know whether I can even do this, to be honest. You know what? Let's not go this way. That's a peasant's way of getting up, isn't it? Yes. Okay, so I'm just going to do this instead. It's going to deal a bit of damage to my own forces, unfortunately. Definitely didn't want to do that, but, you know, sometimes you just kind of have to do some things. How many have we killed so far? So they've killed 200, and we've killed, well, 600, which... that's not exactly great. Let's just say that. That is not very good. Okay. What's really cool, though, that they've also done is they've added the ability to hold Alt and for you to see where enemies are coming from now. Because they actually didn't allow you to do that before in a siege. So that's pretty fun. And let me actually just do this. Here we go. That's nice. What about a Wind of Death? I think they could definitely use a Wind of Death. There we go. Thank you very much. And How about summoning some people? Let's summon some people. Let's get Soul Rain to activate as well. There we go. Okay, I've used all my spells. Now let's just go over to our Mist Form, regenerate a little bit, and then we're going to be all good. Yes, all good. And how many have we killed so far? Now 700. They've killed 240. I guess the ratio is actually okay, but I mean, you got to bear in mind, we've literally only... well, we only have 1,300 or something like that, so that's not exactly great. Oh, wait, do we actually have some siege? Or that must be like a grenadier or something like that, surely. That must be a grenadier or something, I think, rather than anything else. But yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Obviously, this is the whole point. These guys have 3,000, right? They have 3,000 people. And I'm not sure whether it's even worth me attacking this, to be honest. Is it worth me actually defending this? It's going to take me, like, I don't even know how long to actually defend against these guys, but it's going to take me a very long time to be able to do this, which, that's the thing. I'm not sure if it's worth it. Because what I could have done was literally just let them take it and then come back in and, you know, do that. But obviously, if I want to do a siege defense and we want to get insane amounts of renown, which I don't know whether I really care that much. I don't know. I mean, have I seen Balthazar yet either? Because Balthazar is obviously the main reason why we were wanting to fight this guy. Yeah, he's actually already been eliminated, as you can see right there. So that's kind of sad, because I was kind of hoping that he would be really, really tough. You know, really tough and kind of difficult to deal with. But he didn't seem to really do much, unfortunately. Maybe it's because it's a siege. I don't know. Because obviously, if you think about how effective the AI is in sieges, you know, they're not really, they are not really super strong with their decision making most of the time. So that's obviously a bit of an issue. But I guess what we could do is we could try to just do a continuous damage to the enemy's infantry that are coming in right now. That's the only thing I can really try to do here. We're being shot. Just going to summon some undead. I don't have enough for Wind of Death, unfortunately, so I will just use Mist Form to go back up on the battlements. You can see here we've killed 950 now. And they have 3,000. That's the whole point. They have 3,000. How long has it taken us? Okay, so it's going to take another 16 minutes on average for us to be able to do this. If the constant flow of enemies remains the same. Obviously, it is very much variable, dependent on any number of factors, but you know, that's the that's the estimate approximately. Anyway, we are otherwise fine. So it seems like I've actually found a pretty decent way of defending against the opponent now, because what they're actually deciding to do most of the time is they are basically just going into the main gate. They seem to have given up going up the little siege tower, and the ladders are not working out for them very well at all. So basically what they're doing is they're literally just coming in here. I'm using Soul Rain on them every single time it's off cooldown, and they're just running into it over and over again. And obviously what I can also do is I can do something like this. I'm going to kill a huge amount of my own troops in the process by doing this, by the way, but the reason why I'm doing this is very, very clear. I mean, you can see very obviously how much I'm able to do, how many kills I'm able to get, and then I can resupply just by summoning some more troops, as you can see right here. Obviously, this is not going to be resupplying the higher tier troops that I'm indeed killing from this, but you can see now that we have actually accrued over 2,400 kills of the enemy total, and myself, I've killed 1,600. That's 1,600. Yeah, pretty crazy. So yeah, that is obviously going to be a thing that we are going to need to try to increase, because I will be, of course, having to kill a bunch more, but they seem to mostly, as I say, be focusing their efforts on attacking over in this direction, which is kind of weird. I don't know why they would consistently go through the center, but I guess it's better than not going through the center, because if they didn't, then I would question them as well, and I'd basically be like, why aren't they going through the center? You know what I mean? So it's, you know, it's a double-edged sword for them, isn't it? Yeah, it's absolutely double-edged sword. And I'm just going to do some damage here. There we go. Massive. Yes, that is what we want. Okay, now we can just summon some more troops here, and I don't have any spells, so I will just have to go into melee here. And getting blocked by a noble squire. Yeah, getting blocked by a noble squire. That's wonderful, isn't it? That's always wonderful, isn't it? Yes, great. Perfect. Absolutely what you want. And okay. Anyway, yeah, so obviously now with the addition of the fact that I can use Alt to see where enemies are, I can see much more accurately where I need to go and where I need to actually concentrate my efforts, which I think is a wonderful, wonderful change. But obviously, maybe some people don't. I don't know. I personally think that it's really good. So yeah, otherwise we're just going to use Soul Rain here, just try to get my Mist form back. And hilariously enough, look at these guys. They're literally just pouring in through the gate. I think they're actually a bit stuck at this moment in time. So what they're actually doing is they are consistently running into this wall. I'm not sure why they're running into the wall. It's a bit strange. I'm just going to go into Mist form real fast because I was about to die, and I kind of would prefer not to have that happen. But yeah, as you can see, the enemy is about to lose. They are literally about to lose right now. They have, I think, a grand total of like, what, 3,300 or something like that. But it has, as you can see, been about 21 minutes, which if it does go to 24 minutes, then my my estimate will be rather accurate, which is going to be kind of weird and, you know, not very cool, because I wouldn't want, you know, wouldn't want to be able to guess that it was going to take that long. But yeah, anyway, let me see if I can maybe do something here. Just try and speed this up a bit. But yeah, as you can see, most of the enemies are now basically running in as recruits, and they're not really going to be able to do too much to us. I will just get another Wind of Death. Here we go. Yes, there we are. Wait, does the Wind of Death get stopped? No, it doesn't. I think the Screaming Skull gets stopped by the battering ram, which is rather amusing in itself. But yeah, as you can see, we can just push people out the way with the Mist form as well, which is really, really nice, especially when you can push them off high ledges and everything. I don't know whether that actually does damage or whether it just ports them down, because it might just treat it as some kind of displacement rather than an actual, you know, push or anything like that. But yeah, you could see here that we're absolutely fine defending the siege tower as well. And it seems like mostly we're just going to have to deal with people coming in from this direction only. And another Wind of Death is calling my name, so let's do it. Going to kill a huge amount of my own troops in the process, which obviously is not exactly what I want to do. But it's kind of the only thing I can do to deal damage. Because otherwise, I'm going to be aiming the Wind of Death into my forces if I attack from the other side. And that's kind of not what we want either, so that's a bit of an issue. Okay, so I'm just going to do this. There we go. Yes, all the damage, thank you. And then we'll just summon some more skeletons. I mean, we've got a whole bunch of ways of replenishing our ranks. So that's what we're going to do. Obviously, we're taking a lot of casualties, but not as many as the opponent. But just take a look and see exactly what I'm talking about, though. Think about this. The enemy has technically killed 785. And now if you were to take away 2,200 of my kills from the grand total of how many our forces have killed, that's 2,900. So that ends up being around the same, around 750, around that number. So if you take from that and then you think, oh yeah, wait a minute, these guys are actually the defenders as well. Because obviously if you're the defense, you're going to expect to not take as many casualties as the offense, because the offense, of course, is taking most of the risk. However, that now then says to me that Sylvania would just lose here. They would literally just lose, straight up. Because without me, that would be the end. You know, they wouldn't be able to do anything. And, you know, again, that just once again proves the whole, you know, it's not really a theory, so to speak, but, you know, just it proves the whole, you know, sort of like balancing issue. Because, again, you know, without me, it would be done. You know, we've just killed so many troops that it's just a foregone conclusion, really. Anyway, this fellow is insane, as you can see right there. Inner Circle Knight of the Blazing Sun. Absolutely incredible damage that we weren't able to deal to him. Yes. He was literally just preventing every single bit of damage that we were able to do to him. I think I'm literally just going to use a spell here. Because, oh wow, just killed some of my own troops, which I'm not a big fan of, but you know, that's just how it goes. Even though I aimed it into the wall. Not sure how that happened. Is this guy actually going to kill me? Ugh. Okay, I'm going to have to go into mist form. Yeah, that's exactly what I mean as well. Sometimes the enemy just has amazing gear, and obviously because of the new AI being able to just basically block every single thing, it is very difficult to eliminate them. Okay, so I'm just going to do this. Yeah, look at that. So many kills, and now they're gonna continue pouring in, but we're just gonna use Soul Rain now that they're weakened. A lot of them are weakened, and we're just gonna summon some more troops to come in. Oh, okay, so we've gone over the 3,000. Ah, there we go. We actually won. What? How did we only get 351? How did we only get 351? I have no idea. Oh, that's a crime. That's a crime. I should be at least getting 500 for this. Oh, well, it doesn't really matter. As you know, it really does not matter. But, yeah, we were able to defeat an insane army with Mr. Balthazar also being here. I was kind of hoping that he would show us a little bit of strength, you know, a little bit of something, you know, to be able to absolutely murder us. But he apparently did not want to. I'm not sure if he was killed immediately or what happened, but we now have the ability to take over 2,000 troops, which I would love to be able to utilize, but I obviously can't do that because I don't have enough space. But it's available for a garrison or something else. I have no idea. Oh, look at that. Fine vampire horse armor. That's pretty cool. All right. Yeah, that gives me a little bit of an extra benefit there. Okay, I'm pretty happy with this. And 319,000 experience being donated to our troops there as well. Wow. Okay, so there we go. The attackers have been defeated. This guy didn't even help me at all. So, yeah, thanks a lot for nothing. There you go. What a classic, eh? What a classic. Anyway, now we can just level all these guys up and place them in the garrison, and I think that's probably going to be it for this series. That's it. That is the end, because we've kind of shown ourselves to be extremely strong. I mean, you can quite clearly tell that to be the case, because we just absolutely murdered every single person that we could in that army there. And yeah, I can literally ransom my prisoners for 330,000 as well if I want to do that, which I think I will do. Why not? I'm going to gain a massive amount of roguery skill in the process. But yeah, as this is the end, that's it. Yeah, thank you very much for joining me on this journey. We're going to be creating a new series with the Old Realms in, well, soon amount of time, not, you know, undetermined at the moment, probably the next day. If I can, hopefully that will be possible. But yeah, I'm very much looking forward to exploring some of the other factions and some of the other abilities, because the career options for my character were amazing. I love this this entire concept. I think this concept was absolutely amazing by the mod creators, and I think this is literally one of the best things I've seen added to Bannerlord so far. Because it literally just provides you with an exceptional way to power up your character, and you feel just that much more satisfied when you earn a career point and you think, oh, I can get this, or I can get this. Ah, this is amazing. Look at this amazing ability. Cool, sort of fantastic stuff. You know what I mean? That is the kind of feeling you want to give to your players, and that's exactly what this mod is capable of doing. Anyway, that is it for this. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.